Okay, so x such that x is greater than 3. What numbers could be in this? What are some ideas? Can 0 be in this?
No.
No. Can 3 be in this? No. So starting at 4, 5, and so on, right? Can, how about 3.5? Yeah. It can, 3.5 can also be in it, okay? So if I'm going to graph this, I'm just going to make myself a little number line here. And I'm going to put a 3 here. And remember, when you're doing inequalities, when you have a greater than symbol, this one doesn't have an equal sign underneath it. It's just a greater than. Is it going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Open. So I'm going to put an open circle here, and it's greater than, so anything greater than 3, not including 3. All right. So number 2, we have x such that x is less than or equal to negative 2. Make myself a little graph and then put my negative 2 here. So this is a less than or equal to. So what kind of circle is it going to be? Negative or not negative or positive? Is it open or closed? Closed. So I'm going to put a closed circle at 2. Which direction is my arrow going to point? The other way. Okay, so it includes the negative 2. It could be negative 2.3 repeating. It can be negative 100. It can be any of those. And the last example here is x such that negative 5 is less than x is less than 6. This one's a little different. I'm going to have negative 5. And I'm going to have a 6 here. Is it open or closed circles on this one? Open. And in this case, it's any number in between them. So I'm just going to connect them. So on this first example, we have a 2-step problem. And we're going to solve it just like we have been if there was an equal sign there. Okay? 5x minus 3 is less than or equal to 17. So what do I need to do first on this to solve for x? Add 3. Good. When I do that, I have 5x is less than or equal to 20. And divide by 5. So x is less than or equal to 4. Now, notice it says solve and graph. Don't forget the graph portion of this. All you got to do is put your little number line. I'm not going to force you guys to put a whole bunch of numbers on there. Just put the answer on there. 4. And now, should that be a closed circle or an open circle? Closed. Okay, and which direction should that be pointing? Left. All right. Okay. This problem is an interesting looking less than. It really is just a less than. Okay, I can rewrite this problem as x over 4 is less than 2. It's the same thing. How would I solve for x? Okay, multiply by 4. So x is less than 8. If I graph that, put my 8 on here. Is an open circle or closed circle? Open. And it's going left. There you are. So, as you guys can see, it's the same thing we've been doing. But here's the one difference when you have inequalities. And I want you to write this down as an important part of your notes. Yes. When you multiply or divide by a negative number, the inequality switches direction. Okay, so this is so important because so many people forget that. So make sure you got it down, okay? So for number 3, we have negative 6x equals 8, or is less than 18. If we divide by negative 6, what happens to that? Changes direction. So it's going to be x greater than negative 3. Okay, if I were to graph that here, put my negative 3, it's going to be an open circle. It's going to the right. Because it's not got a equal sign underneath it. If it had the equal sign with it, then it would be closed circle.
So that one all the way to the left with 4?
Yep.
Why is that closed?
Because it has a little equal sign in it. Yep, good question. All right, number 4. We got some fractions going on here. How do we get rid of these fractions? Think back to last week. How do we get rid of a fraction? Multiply by the common denominator. So what's our common denominator in this one? 4. Okay? Multiply everything by 4. So I have 4w divided by 4 minus 4 times 3 is 12 divided by 2. 4w divided by 2 plus 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, so what's 4w divided by 4? Just w. Minus 6. 2w plus 4. Okay, so now at this point we need to get all of our w's to one side. So I'm going to subtract a w from both sides. So I have negative 6 is less than w plus 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. I got negative 10 is less than or equal to w. Now, notice that on this one, my variable's on the right side of the equation, and all the other ones, my variable's on the left side. So you need to be careful, because when you go to graph this, whenever we put the line in to what direction they were always going in the same direction as the inequality. But on this one, the variable is on the right side. So if that confuses you as to how to graph it, make sure you rewrite it. I can rewrite this as w, and notice that where I point the inequality is towards the number here because it was pointed towards the negative 10. So that my variable is on the left side again. And this will tell me which direction I'm going to point that. So if you have any trouble with that at all, if you need to rewrite it, do that. So those are the 2 tricky points on graphing these. Make sure your variable is on the left side. And then when you're multiplying or dividing by a negative, you switch directions. So on this very first one, we need to make sure that we have our x's on one side of the equation. Which one do you want to move, the 7x or the 13x? 7? Okay, so let's take the 7x. I have negative 3 is less than 6x plus 33. Then if we take away 33 from both sides, take away 33 from both sides, I have negative 36 less than 6x. Divide by 6. Negative 6 is less than x. How would I graph that one? It's going to be an open circle or a closed circle? Open. Now, which direction is my arrow going to be going? See, that's the thing. Notice that my variable is on the right-hand side here. So you might need to rewrite this like that. Now what direction is my arrow should be going? Should be going right. Okay? That's the reason I'm recommending you guys to rewrite it, if that catches you. Okay? Okay, number 5, you're going to first distribute. So it'll be 2x minus 6 minus 1 and 3x plus 6 minus 14. Let's simplify both sides before we go on. So this will be 2x minus 7 and positive 6 minus 14 is negative 8. Okay, if I subtract 2x from both sides, I have negative 7 is less than 1x minus 8. Add 8. I have 1 less than x. Less than or equal to x. So is this going to be a closed circle or an open circle? Yep, closed. Now, what direction should it be going? I'm going to make sure to write my variable on the left side. Notice it's pointing to the 1 just like it was here. So it should be going to the right. Okay, so that is it for today.